We already discussed that there is no prohibition in the Torah or the Talmud regarding cremation, burning the body. As a matter of fact, there is a verse in Shmuel Aleph, Lamed Aleph, and this is Yud Beis, which is 31:12, and it says that after Saul died, the king died, the men came out, they removed the body of Saul, and the Yisrufu Aisom Sham, and they burnt them there. Apparently, it was the actual custom to burn kings. And if we look at Rashi over there, Rashi, the great commentator, he says they burnt them. We perform a burning ritual for our kings, and it's not considered an Amorite custom. In other words, not Avodah Zarah. He defends it, and so does the Malbim. The Malbim says the same thing. The Malbim says they burnt it. This was the custom, and it is not a problem, and that's exactly what they did. So apparently, Jewish kings were burnt. When the Talmud, again, like we discussed before, in Sanhedrin, talks about the dignity of a person dying, it talks about the eulogy, and it actually brings up a verse in Yirmiyahu, in Jeremiah, and it talks about how they would burn the person and then eulogize them. And what the Gemara talks about over there is not the burning. It skips right over that and says whether a person who needs atonement or was a sinner, whether he gets eulogized. It completely ignores the part about the cremation. So we have already a verse, a custom that we can learn out. We don't have halacha from Navi, from the other portions besides the 5 books of Moses. However, we can learn custom from them. The Beis Yosef says, if there's a fire going on in a house and there's a corpse there, him and the Rambam both agree that we don't pull the corpse out necessarily because burning a corpse is not indignified. Others say you try to get a baby, I don't know why a baby, but a baby, a mattress, or a challah, something that's not muksa, to put onto the body and then pull it out. Obviously, you want to save for burial. The Shulchan Aruch says that one who places dead in a coffin but does not bury it violates the prohibition of leaving a body overnight because it's in a coffin and it's not buried. However, you put it in a coffin and you bury it, then you don't have the negative commandment. He means you leave it in a coffin that's completely closed on all 4 sides and you bury the coffin, so he's not violating the negative commandment. However, what's best? Putting the body into the ground. Does not talk about cremation, and I'm looking at the Torah and other Mefarshim on that, which is Simin, Shin, Samach Beis, this is 362.1 of Shulchan Aruch. Yoredeya does not talk about cremation, it talks about the body. So therefore, if a person would cremate, obviously the ashes could not be left in a jar, it would have to be put into the ground. Mitzudas David says on the verse in Shmuel, they burnt the bodies because it was undignified with all the worms. In Yoredeya that says they burnt all the beddings of the kings. That's not done for a regular person. So it just seems like not the burning of the body itself is not done for a regular person. The bedding. Only a king's bedding is burnt with him. But for a regular person, we don't burn the bedding as well. I've seen in many places where it says all these poskim say that cremation is not allowed. However, why? Why is it not allowed? And where do they get it from? There's nothing specifically that I've seen so far, and we've talked about it, that tells you cremation is not allowed. Is it the best practice? Like we said, no. The actual custom was from the forefathers to bury, and for 4,000 years, Jews have been buried, so why deviate from a custom? However, to start telling people that if the relatives were cremated, it was wrong, it needs further looking into.